Holy shit, welcome back to the Tim Weichselbaum Show. This is episode 62 of the program, and I am coming to you fucking nervous as fuck again for my own podcast. I don't know, I guess I'm flustered because I'm just making sure I got everything going right. Yes, we're good to go. The checklist complete. This is not an intercontinental flight, man. You're just doing a podcast, man. Relax, man. The self-talk, that's what I do on this podcast, is called Self-Talk with Tim Weichselbaum. I get nervous just saying my own last name because I don't know how I'm going to pronounce it. Like, I'm going to say Weichselbaum or Weichselbaum, or how people say it who don't know me enough. They pronounce it Weichselbaum. And, you know, I absorb it. I just go, yeah, you don't know me very well, but that's okay. We're just acquaintances if you pronounce it that way. But if you look closely, the CH actually goes before the S. So in the Germanic, it's not Weichselbaum is the point I'm making. Anyway, we're going to do a quick monologue. Holy crap, we got our co-host, or contemporaneous co-host, whatever you want to call him, joining us again. And he will chime in on these quick topics if he has any like things that he wants to say. You know, so I'm 42 days off of weed and porn. Thank you. Hope that was enough time for you to stand out of your seat and fucking do something of applaudatory, congratulatory. Thank you. It is difficult, and I am proud of myself. Porn, that part, yeah, that's not hard. It doesn't include jerking off. I'm still allowed to jerk off, and that is fun a few times to do without porn. If you've not done it for 42 freaking days, pretty much takes about a minute or less. And it's fun to just see how short it takes as a 33-year-old man to be like, hey, it's still working pretty well if it only takes like 60 seconds to cum, to not even porn, to just the feeling, to just, hey, this is fucking crazy. And it takes 60 seconds, so that means I'm still a very virile young man, and my sperm is worth its weight in something. Titanium? I don't know. Maybe not gold, but fuck it. I hate when people try to... But anyway, I'm not going to go on a rant this early. Anyway, my dopamine levels are in the shitter. I'm trying to get dopamine naturally now that I'm not using, quick fixes like weed and porn and food. I'm also fasting at the moment. That's why I'm so clear-spoken and taking time to form my thoughts. Thank you for joining us, fellow thank you for the new people that subscribed since the last episode. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not doing dopamine naturally, except for Adderall. I need that to get out of bed because my life is empty. So once I'm established, I probably won't need the Adderall. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. That's part of this podcast. Is what we talk about. Is like self-improvement. It's like a journal. It's a live journal. Anyway, one of the natural ways I've been getting dopamine is sunlight. And today was a very fucking weird day. I woke up at 8 a.m. because I was fasting. And when you're doing a prolonged fast, you don't need as much sleep. Your body is like in, what do you call it? It's like in like a fucking emergency mode. It's like, oh, we're not wasting energy consuming all the fucking shit you just ate. So we're going to use that energy to regenerate and be more optimal. So I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I had to go pick up Adderall. So I went to the pharmacy, and they were closed, and they weren't going to open for an hour and a half. So I had to kill a whole hour and a half in Central Austin, which is not where I live. That's like 20 minutes from where I live. So I was like, I'm not going to drive all the way back. So I was like, what the hell am I going to do in Austin in the middle of a beautiful Sunday morning? And I was in Mueller area, so I just went to Mueller Park. Correct me if that's not the right pronunciation. I know a lot of people are very passionate about pronouncing things wrong, and I'm one of them. So feel free to grammar Nazi me on that one. But anyway, so I went to Mueller Park, and I just sat in the sun. I took it in, and it was great. So I got a little bit of redness going, a little bit of... I'm trying to not be the same color as the fucking wall behind me. Because it's bad enough that I am white ideologically. Do I have to also be like that fucking white at first? Because women... They accept me for who I am, but they'd prefer somebody tanner. Anyway, so it was great. So I got a lot of natural dopamine from the sun. Another way that I get dopamine naturally these days is the small things in life. Like, I went to HEB. Oh, that's another place I haven't been in a long, fucking over a year. I just usually get it delivered. But anyway, I was like, you know what? You need ice. You're out of ice cream. The essentials. I usually get the same fucking shopping cart of food every time I go to the fucking... My diet consists of the 4 staples. Ice cream, pecans, which I put in the ice cream to add texture, which is fucking delicious, to add crunch. Meat and cheese. That's it. The 4 fucking essentials that I needed. Toilet paper. I just get that shit delivered. I make somebody else deliver my toilet paper because I'm a fucking 1%er. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. So anyway, I was at the HEB and I was like, that's a good parking space. And it wasn't even my parking space. Somebody else, as I was walking into the store, pulled into a great park. Actually, it was when I was leaving the store. This matters. Because if I was getting into the store, I would have been jealous. I would have been like, fuck, I could have parked there. So that would have been the opposite of a good time. It was when I was leaving. So I was like, oh, I'm getting home. I got what I need. And then this guy in a pickup truck got a great parking space. And I was like, hey, good for you. So even that is one of the healthy ways that I'm recovering from my deep psychological addiction to, porn, weed, and what else? And food. Those are 3 things that we just covered. So anyway, Michael Malamud is with us again. He's a Austin comic. He's been here for a long time, longer than me. He's old Austin. That's why he hasn't said anything yet, because he's fucking he just resents all these fucking coomers coming in their fucking high horse on a Tesla, and then they just go around thinking that they could just talk about the local fixtures of the city. And, he's back. Okay, so another thing, he hasn't talked yet. He could talk whenever. You're allowed to talk.
Hi.
Fuck.
Thank you.
You seem very relaxed.
It's good to be here. Really?
Compared to last week, I mean, I just know that you came from a float.
Mm-hmm.
So compared to me, you seem like very sedate. Like a lake.
I don't feel that way.
Oh, okay. You do look that way. But
it's an act.
It's an act. Well, this is not a place to act. This is a very genuine podcast.
I'm acting sincere.
I'm doing my broadcaster voice, but that's only because I just like to do that. Also, I don't have a real voice. We tried that
at all.
We actually tried that on a previous episode. I tried just talking how I normally talk to my mom. Like, just do your normal voice, and I don't have one.
How do you talk to your mom? Tell me you love me.
I don't say that to my mom, so that's a bad example. That would come out very forced. That's hilarious. That's what you think I say to my mom. See, that's why I do this. That's why I do comedy. That's why I have that's why I'm so fucking angry at people that have nothing to do with me.
I wonder who's more angry, you or me.
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
Probably varies on a day-to-day basis.
I don't know.
It's not...
Do you have a baseline that you're always angry? Are you always a little angry?
but maybe not at other people.
Yeah, no. Just do you wake up a little angry?
Maybe not. I don't know. Because it's usually... Sometimes it's just despair. Maybe not anger. Anger.
Oh, despair.
Yeah. Anger, I think, is more of a motivator to actually do shit. Anger actually motivates me to do things.
Who's the last person you said I love you to?
A comic. that I barely know.
Really?
Yeah, because that's how I operate.
Like someone you look up to, or what?
He looks like, okay, who the fuck was this? I don't even remember who it was, but it was somebody that was very nice to me. And fuck, did he say it first? I think so. Yeah, no, okay, it was a comic that just started, a dude in his in his 50s. He won't listen to this, so it doesn't matter if I don't remember his name, but he was very supportive of me, and he said that he's a fan, basically, is what he said. Mm-hmm. And he said, I love something like that, and I was like, I love you too.
Nice.
That's what you say to your fans.
Yeah, I say thanks for the love.
That's probably a more legitimate. I don't know. It's probably more
I've said
reasonable.
I love you, but it feels very strange to say I love you to strangers.
Yeah.
I don't typically do that unless I'm having sex with them. No, I don't have sex with strangers.
These days, that just brought up a weird, these days, saying something intimate during sex is probably like a faux pas. Because usually sex happens with people that you are not in an intimate relationship, because we live in a fucking hookup culture.
Yeah, because we live in Brave New World.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Is that what predicted hookup culture? I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that
New
movie.
World. Man, I just saw
a
Rogan clip about it, but it's not a new idea that Brave New World is happening. You know the book?
I know of it, but
it's this dystopian future where everyone's constantly being entertained and constantly watching things, and everything's flooding you so much that you don't even the government doesn't even need to worry about controlling the people, because they're controlled by the fact that they're just constantly distracted. And one of the features of it is they are all having sex with each other, different person every night. They're like almost assigned to each other. It's a good book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Well,
it's a good book.
All I had to say about it was that it's weird to say I love you to somebody that you're fucking, unless unless you love them, unless they love you back. It's awkward to spring that on somebody that you're just having sex with for the first time, probably.
It is also weird to fuck somebody. Period.
That's what makes it be fun.
Yeah, I think that is what makes it fun.
It's weird if you think about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
primal,
true.
When you're in the moment and you're actually excited to be doing it, then it's pretty awesome. Then it's like, feels right. Feels like the most right thing ever.
Feels extremely right.
To be honest, I think it's like the least weird thing that you could do as a person when it's good.
I think that's my problem, probably. Not too much thinking, not enough fucking.
Wait, that's your only problem?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like that's my problem that I got to work on in life.
No.
Because I have many problems. I would never just say, oh, that's my problem. I would say that's one of my problems.
That one is number 17.
What is it again?
Too much thinking, not enough fucking.
Too much thinking. Yeah, well, if you're like me and you're not looking at porn for 42 days or jerking off, you're going to pretty much not think about it. You're just going to be pretty much just going like, can't wait to come.
Yeah, isn't that weird? How you like don't need it that much?
Yeah, once you get over the hump of like withdrawal and once you assimilate back to... Yeah, you could actually... I don't know. I'm still not quite there. I mean, I still have lust, but...
Yeah, who do you lust after?
20-year-old women.
Really?
In general, yeah.
Who does Tim...
You can say my name.
Tim...
Oh.
Who does Tim...
He's trying to prepare to say.
Lust after. What kind of... What body type?
Okay.
Does it matter?
Yeah, Jew. I like petite.
Ooh, Jew.
Yeah, same, or anything. I mean, yeah. I'm very...
You like to feel like it's a relative a little bit.
Not... I guess I am picky, but I'm not that picky. But like, I like blondes, but like, I don't know. But...
Blondes? Really?
That's an easy answer.
You go classic? It's
Yeah, I
classic.
like them because they're usually because it's classic. Yeah, like it's like fucking old school. I don't know. It's like Americana, and well, also it's
like the 50s, like Marilyn Monroe.
for sure.
Yeah,
It's
I
also
could do
it
that.
predates America. It's like Swedish. It's like Scandinavian. Like I don't know. Of course, it's something about their fucking.
Scandinavian.
It's hot as
My
fuck.
goodness gracious.
But
are you okay with tall ones? Do you need them to be shorter than you?
Yeah, that's a problem. I have never. I mean, I don't lust after tall chicks that often. I do sometimes, but it's just like it just doesn't match me. I lust after any good pair of. I mean, to be honest, any good body part. It
Any
doesn't
good
matter
pair-
what
any good
size
pair
the
of what?
woman is.
Feet?
Okay, I'm just talking about like the ones that I'm not into feet. No,
Okay. Am I interrupting you too much?
no, I'm trying to think if there's like a if there's a topic to go back to.
No,
This is a good
never.
topic. We could just keep exploring until we get down to the nub. But I did want to go back to how I am very into petite women, but also I figured out something about myself. I have only pretty much fallen in love with Jewish women. Shocking, I know. As somebody who has a resentment towards all Jews walking the planet, isn't it so surprising that I have a fucking fetish for them at the same time?
Not in the least. It's
No,
the most
yeah.
Jewish thing I've ever heard.
I'm trying not to go on that topic too much because obviously we're not gonna get any views or monetization if I keep talking about Jewish problems or the Jewish question.
But we're so Jewish. We're like the Jewish answer. I mean, I'm full-blooded, and you are a half-breed, but you're like more Jewish than me in personality. You're irritable and disagreeable, and unsavory.
How about this? Fuck you for saying I'm disagreeable. I explore every option. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Keep going. No, I like that. Keep going. What else am I that's Jewish? Sorry to interrupt.
Entitled.
Entitled? How dare you? How the fuck am I entitled?
Whiny and
Okay,
fucking
whiny's fine. I'll take
rich.
that. Rich, I earned that.
Yep,
Thank you.
Rich. Yep. Intelligent. Brilliant.
Okay.
Yep. Original. Creative.
And
Funny.
thank you.
Yeah.
What am I entitled to, in your opinion?
Just everything.
Slightly lower.
Yeah. Just like,
Maybe I am.
You come out and you're like standing on the patio of the creek and you're like, why doesn't everyone love me? I don't get it.
Do you get that from me? Do you actually think that I think that?
That's not the question you're asking superficially. That's not like the question that comes out of your mouth, but it's the deeper question.
Well, we all want people to love us, Of course, I want to be loved.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think I've reckoned with the fact that not everybody's going to love me. I don't know if
I've done a good job reckoning with that. I think that served you.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with that to some extent, as long as somebody fucking gives me respect.
See? There it is. You need it.
Right. So that's what it is I need at least somebody to respect me enough, and then I could put it aside and not act like an asshole. Then I'll be like,
yeah.
fine.
Oh, you become.
I'll be content.
When you realize that someone likes you, you become like a darling.
Like, of course,
you're like life of the party.
Yeah, and I want
you're
that.
A hen.
So
a ham.
Don't you want that?
Respect?
Well, what you just said, like being the darling, like being accepted in a community, or even a club, just one comedy club. How about, or just one fucking place? You don't have that? He's his own person.
I'm ambivalent. I want it, and then
isn't that kind
of? And then when I get it, I get pissed, and then when I don't get it, I get pissed. I want everything that I don't have. I want everything that I have. All of life is fucking wanting. It's all just wanting all the time. And you get, and then you want the other thing. That's what it is. It's exhausting.
Well, I'm very honest on this podcast. Of course, I would want to have more respect in the local in the comedy world.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I feel like pretty much every comic wants that.
Yeah, I like respect.
But there's a limit to it. I don't need to be Dave Chappelle. You know, I don't. I just want enough where I fit in.
Dave Chappelle's Jewish.
He has some Jewish qualities. Well, he's the opposite of a Jew.
Can you elaborate on that?
He is probably the same as Kanye in the sense that he's dealt with. He knows a lot about them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He
Yet
might
he
know
does
more
not
about
wanna-
them than I do.
And he had a joke about that. He just said, "These are not my opinion." Like, just say this, Kanye, and you won't have gotten it. Because obviously that means that you could infer. He agrees with Kanye. He's worked with fucking scumbag,
Definitely.
greedy Jews like me. So he knows what Kanye's going through. That's why he's the opposite of a Jew. And because he's literally from Africa and Jews hate black people. Okay, that was too much. We're going to edit all that out. This is the first time we're ever going to edit anything else. Just kidding. Go ahead.
You know what? You know what's interesting about you? That's
boy,
interesting
here we go.
About all interesting
Let's
people?
do this. Brace yourself.
You think the world of yourself, and you also have extreme negative feelings towards yourself.
Whoa. Okay. I thought you were going to say... Never mind.
What'd you think I was
I
gonna
almost
say?
fully agree.
Extreme views.
No, you're right. I do have, like, whatever you just said, I self-hate.
Yeah, like you'll say like...
The part I take issue with is I think the world of myself... Is that true?
Definitely.
I know that I have certain talents. It doesn't mean I think I'm, like, all-encompassingly good. Only in show business and finance and many other sectors.
Right.
But not everything.
Yeah.
I'm not good at talking to... I'm not good at, like, raising kids. Maybe I am.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. You're right. You're fucking right.
Could.
But that's part of being Jewish. And you're right. And that's what we're good at.
You're right. This podcast is too Jewish. It's like what they said. That's what they said about Seinfeld when they wrote that pilot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they said it's too Jewish.
It was.
It is.
And it
Still
holds
is.
up, though, so fuck them.
Yeah.
And so is Curb. But
Curb is more Jewish.
And that's what makes it... Who cares? Like, it's funny.
Yeah.
Jewish stereotypes.
Yeah, I've never been able to talk about being Jewish on stage. They hate it. They don't want to hear it.
They hate it, and I do it anyway, and it's a bad thing that I do it.
How come everybody else is able to talk about it? The average fat Italian can go on stage and be like Jew, and it gets a laugh. But me, I go up and I say some shit about my experience.
Does it always get a laugh? It depends on the room.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it depends.
It's the most hack-ass, fucking easiest
yeah,
shit.
And of course,
it always gets a laugh.
Sometimes it feels...
How come I can't be a hack? That's all I'm asking. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. You're good.
Continue.
I was going to say, like, sometimes it does feel hack when you just pull an easy line out of the air. It's like, oh, because it's Jewish, like something like that. But since I'm so passionate about the topic, some of my bits are less hack than others. Some of them I can get away with because they're actually...
You're not a hack.
Well, every comic has hack lines that they say sometimes and that they avoid saying and that they know work. But then you feel like a hack when you use those lines, but when you actually chip away at the real thought that you have, the deep feeling that you're trying to convey, that's a real bit. That's what a real bit is. And Louis C.K. has a great analogy where he says, like, yeah, he has all these bits that are like easy and they're like whores. It's like, yeah, I'll use you when I need you, but you're not really what I want to fuck. His real bits are the ones that take a lot of work to work out. That's what I'm trying to learn from his book, because he has a lot of experience, and he's one of my heroes in stand-up.
Yep. He's the reason I got on stage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't think...
I would have never gotten on stage.
I don't relate to
Louis CK.
that. I don't relate to, like, oh, I got on stage because of some other big figure in comedy. I just did it out of whatever. I just did it.
Yeah, no, he had a huge, huge impact on me.
But back to what you said, I still want to go back to that about how you said I think the world of myself, yet I have this extreme self-hatred, or however you phrased it. Yeah, that's true, kind of. I think that's the thing about narcissism. I think it's like, and another thought I had is like all Jews are a little bit narcissistic. I think.
Yep.
Pretty much. Not all of them.
No, if they're not
pretty much.
narcissistic, they suck. That's most Jews.
And that's where the power accumulation, that's where like the desire to like accumulate power comes from, is like, I gotta figure something out. And I was like watching the Bernie Madoff documentary, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And he was one of those fucking Jews. Not to use that label continuously throughout the whole episode, but it's just another example that is like confirmation bias for people on the alt-right or wherever you want to talk about, however you want to describe them, to go, see right there, that's what they do. They fucking lie just to accumulate power. They go like this with their hands. Like, it's true. Like, some of them do. And like the ones that don't, God bless them.
I just realized I'm doing that thing with my hands. This thing is
Mr.
like,
Burns.
No. Well, yeah, but this thing is a secret society symbol, and this alone can spurn, like, when we inevitably get mega famous.
It's a what do you call it? Bird?
There are going to be
dog whistle.
Yeah, there are going to be so many conspiracy theories
on
the basis of me holding my hands like this, the upside down vagina.
Well, we don't dog whistle on this fucking.
I'm not part of a secret society
podcast.
I'm starting my own.
We full out whistle. Like, we don't have to hide what we're. I don't fucking care. That's why I am doing this. Like, I've talked about this before. It's like, I don't have to dog whistle. I will say what I think. Like, I don't have anything to lose by doing that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get canceled.
I'm not worried about it's not getting canceled that I'm concerned about.
I'm not even saying you were concerned. I guess I'm just adding to what
I'm just relating to what you're
I'm just going by what you're saying
through the filter of my own experience.
Yeah, because some people worry about that.
Getting canceled?
Most people actually probably worry about that are young and haven't become fully established yet.
It's hard not
There's
to
very
worry
few
about
people, like, there's adults in their sunset years that don't give a fuck anymore about being canceled. They're like, yeah, we don't give a fuck.
Well, it's very urgent that
pension.
We don't give a fuck about getting canceled. Very, very, very urgent, because these fucking totalitarian motherfuckers are looking to control it all by means of canceling. So yeah, cancel away, you fucking pisstards. Fuck you. How about that?
Wow, that float tank did not do much just to relax.
Nothing does.
But you're right. But you're right, and it gets hard to talk about that without sounding redundant with the whole,
totalitarianism.
And like,
doesn't it suck that it feels hack to talk about totalitarianism like it's not an active?
Yeah, but it's not. Here's how it's not hack.
Effort.
So I meet a lot of people in comedy that are either woke, not woke, or flavors, or have patches of wokeness. I'm starting to find, and they see me as the opposite. They go, "Oh, you're fucking one of those guys. You're a fucking Trumper," and they find out that I'm not only that. It's just part of one of the patches on my framework that they find out is not my only value. I have some redeeming qualities, and I'm finding that out about people on the other side.
Yeah, no one's only anything. I wasn't referring to, when I say totalitarianism, I'm not talking about the people we meet. I'm talking about the people behind the things that seem organic, and none of them are. The shit that just agendas, man. Agendas and ideologies that they fucking... Nothing is about what it seems like it's about. It's anything. Anytime they're trying to cancel anyone, it's a mass movement of idiots. But it's idiots manipulated by something that seeks to silence dissidents. That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm right.
Yeah. Going back, yeah, I don't know.
Do you understand
You
what
talked
I'm
for a
talking
long
about?
sorry. Dissonance, yeah.
No, dissidence.
Oh,
not
is that
dissonance.
different? What's that?
Dissonance is a lack of harmony.
Oh, dissident. Oh, sorry.
Dissident. Like
that's right. That's there's
like
there's two different words there.
They're trying to
dissidents.
They're canceling anyone individually isn't about canceling them. It's about creating a pattern where people feel scared to say things, and scared to stand up and say something that goes against the current of whatever change is being implemented on a grand scale. So the fucktards that you and I meet outside who are like, oh, I really think that this isn't appropriate. They are just pawns in a grand social mind control game.
That's kind of what I was gonna say. Is like even the ones that you meet that are not extremists, they still silently will vote. They will still silently march along with the Antifa people at the spearhead or whatever.
That's what the fuck I'm saying.
But that's not a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean, it is
a huge deal
because it's just for this. Do I really care? Like I don't. I'm just talking about the people that I meet. It's like I have to learn. I have to deal with. I have to decide, or I guess it's just part of self-improvement. It's like even though they have those qualities, does that mean I'm going to shut them out the way that they would shut me out? Some of them.
No, yeah. We're talking about two different
because we don't have to
things.
talk about the end of the world here. I'm just trying to focus on.
I'm not talking about the end of the world. I'm talking about the world as it's always been. I didn't mean to interrupt you, please.
No, if you have finished what you want, I don't know. I'm just saying the crux of where I'm trying to get out of this podcast is like, how could I be my best self? And you have to deal with people that are not going to agree with you. And they might have, I guess all I wanted to say is like, anytime I sniff that something is woke, it's like gross to me, and it makes me not want to associate with that person. And I think that's a problem on my end.
What about trans people? What do you think about them?
I have a nuanced opinion on them.
Oh, how original.
Thank you.
Tell
me. I mean, that's a very wide open topic. Like I think most of them are just trying to live their lives, but that's somebody else said that, and I'm just repeating what they said. I don't know what that many trans people. I don't really have a strong opinion one way or the other, unless it comes down to the very obvious things that would affect me and my white life, my fragile white life. As long as it doesn't impede on my God-given rights, then I don't give a fuck. It's part of like freedom, libertarianism, whatever. What about you? You have any strong opinions that you want to share to the world on this episode? I don't know. It's fine. It's a very wide open topic, but it is something that somebody brought up that I was thinking of when I was talking about the whole, some people are woke in only a fragment, in only one way, but then they are Trump's, but they still voted for Trump. I don't know. It's interesting. You meet very interesting people in Austin, in comedy, people that transcend categories. They go, you can't pigeonhole me.
I really like having a bunch of diverse viewpoints. I like having my point of view challenged. It's good for. I like being able to be friends with people of all kinds of different ilks and backgrounds and points of view. Not because it's the right thing to do, but because it makes me feel like a good person and feeds my ego.
Well, there you go.
It makes me feel like I'm better than other people to be able to include the most amount of diverse viewpoints within my ability to socialize and, think. The more people I can talk to and communicate with across any culture or category or ideology, the better. And it's all self-serving, all of it.
Well, and I think that's true for pretty much anybody that goes for diversity's sake. It's to serve them and whatever. That's very like everybody said that. That's like just virtue signaling. You're not saying that you do that. I'm just saying that's what other people do.
Yeah, but I'm not. When I say diverse, I don't mean just race.
You're talking about opinion, like ideas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean,
But then you ended it by saying it makes me feel better than other people, and that's kind of why I brought it to virtue signaling. Yeah.
I mean, it was a joke, but it was rooted in truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rooted in truth. That's where we're all trying to. Authenticity is what we're trying to go for. Yeah. That's what mushrooms do to me. That's why I've been taking them frivolously. Not frivolously, but numerously. I listened to somebody on your podcast which is called Unsettling It with Michael Malamud. Check it out on Spotify.
Yeah, baby. Unsettling It with Michael Malamud. Love the fans.
I just said that.
Thank you for the love. No.
Sorry. Anyway, can I finish?
No, I am going to interrupt you here to talk up my shit because I'm self-serving.
That's a very professional thing to do.
Thank you. I am a professional.
So you don't care about what I was going to say about your podcast?
Oh, I care. I care about you. Come on.
So
tell me.
Okay, thanks for the fucking slap on the back.
Did it feel bad?
That's how I would do it.
Actually, that felt really good. You hit.
See, because I did it nice. I did it like a nice. You did it like like a sarcastic way.
Did I? I didn't mean to. I meant a loving touch. See, this is
Sorry,
crazy.
I'm just being.
Do you want a loving touch?
That's how it felt, and I was like, "Is he fucking joshing? Is he?"
No. I didn't mean it to be that. I feel like you always think I'm fucking with you when I'm not.
So that's how I would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I appreciate you plugging your own podcast after I just did it.
Thank you.
But the reason I did that,
the opportunity.
Jesus Christ, is sorry. I'm on shrooms. Not to we're gonna cut that out, but that's why I'm so like spacey or whatever. But anyway, it's great.
What were you gonna say? Come on.
That's why I keep losing train of thought.
Oh,
anyway,
the mushrooms.
I still know what I wanted to say. It's just hard to like go back to something after you've like lingered on it
just go back
on
to
the
it.
setup
Fuck
for
it. Who cares?
But that's just my brain firing on whatever it's going on. Anyway, so somebody on your podcast said that people in Austin they don't respect psychedelics because they do them so fucking frivolously, and I took offense, not offense, but I felt attacked when he said that. And it's not that we don't respect psychedelics, we don't respect ourselves.
That's right.
So we just want to feel something that's better than our fucking real lives. That's why we take them so much.
We also don't. Well, when you say
I'm speaking for everybody.
Yeah.
From my experience, the reason I take mushrooms so much is because they elevate me from my baseline mood, and it makes me respect myself when I'm on them. It gives me empathy for about a day. It lasts. Yeah. And then the very next day, I go right back to flatline, which is like, ugh. That's how I feel. You said, do I wake up angry? Nah. If I'm angry, that usually motivates me to get things done, and I look at that as a positive motivator more than a negative. Usually I just feel like empty and like unfulfilled. That's what keeps me from, that's how I feel most days when I wake up, which is not great. It's like, what am I doing today? I got nothing to look forward to.
Fuck,
that's
dude.
That's my life in a nutshell. I got nothing to look forward to.
Oh my God. You're right on the money. I mean, I don't
know if that's relatable,
empty,
but yeah.
I don't feel empty. I feel full of bullshit.
Yeah, I guess emptiness is a hard thing to tell if that's really how I feel. Is it empty? Unfulfilled.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling you.
And that's why I get pent up at like the place you were talking about where it's like, I want everybody. No, I just want I want more than I'm getting. Clearly, I'm unfulfilled in my pursuit of creativity. You know, if I was getting what I thought not that I feel like I deserve, that's another topic. Mm-hmm. Do I feel like I deserve more than I'm getting? I don't think so. I know that
I do.
I feel
like I deserve more than I'm getting.
Well, we could get to that.
Yeah, you're on something.
But my thing...
Was that a loving touch?
That was way better. You're getting better.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, something I've learned by doing this podcast even is that, like, there's a reason you're not getting the things that you want. So I don't... It's not the things I feel I deserve, the things that I want. There's things that I want that I don't deserve. Yet, you have to, if you're not getting it, it's not the world's fault. That's something I learned just a couple of months ago when I started treating my ADHD. I realized
with amphetamines.
Yeah. I don't know why it's relevant. It's relevant because that gives you the mental fortitude to actually think straight and socialize in a proper way. And that's what I found. I was like, I just am not socializing properly.
Yeah.
And so...
Well, you do have... Sorry.
It's a big thing. I could go on, but...
You have Asperger's, right?
No.
Oh.
It's ADHD, which is very similar.
Oh, you know what? No,
it's similar.
I didn't make that up. You told me before you got that diagnosis, you told me you were on the spectrum. You thought you were on the spectrum.
Never diagnosed.
And dude, people say that shit, and I'm like, no, you're a person. Like, people say, I'm on the spectrum, and I'm like, no, you're a human being, and you think it's more interesting than it is. That's what it is. But you, I believed. I was like, yeah,
well,
I think,
of course
you're just, and it's not even bad, but it comes with its advantages and disadvantages. It seems to anyway.
I knew I had something, but I didn't, I don't have a doctor that's like, let's figure this out. So I had to figure it out on my own. And that's one of the big things I figured out on this podcast is, it's not that, it's similar. It's ADHD, a lot of overlapping, symptomology, because it's a spectrum, you could have it's so similar yet distinct. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
It comes down to chemicals, actually. I think the theory is that ADHD is a natural lack of dopamine production in your brain. Autism is the same thing with serotonin, I think, and that's why they can't relate to people. That's why they don't know how to touch people. That's what. Not saying you have it. Just it reminded me of that's why they don't read social cues. That's just a fucking hypothesis.
I think psychiatry in its entirety doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. I think the whole thing is a scam. I think you're misdiagnosed. I think you got something going on and no one will have it figured out for thousands of years probably or something, or until humans evolve to another level. Oh, and I think vaccines cause autism.
Okay, that was a lot of things that totally did not add value to what I said at all. The vaccine
you can go on and on. Dude, I studied psychology in college. You can go on and on about dopamine and serotonin, and it's these levels that are causing this shit. These fucking lab coat motherfuckers who are telling you what's wrong with you were literally stabbing fucking nails into people's foreheads not 70 years ago as a cure.
I get what you're saying. I get where I get it.
Yeah.
You're skeptical of psychiatry. That's all I had to say. This is more than psychiatry. This is physiology, first of all, and neurology, I think, is involved a little bit, maybe not. But anyway, maybe not. Definitely physiology, because it affects how you move. So let's agree. Do we agree that ADHD is a thing?
Not really.
Because if you really want to talk about this, I'm more than happy. This is
I think you're a highly creative individual. That's it.
Okay.
Most people are, but they're buried under tons of programming. Like most people, everyone's fucked up, and you're supposed to be, but there is no normal. Like that's the thing about psychiatry, is it assumes that there is a normal that people need to be brought down to. Oh, you're up here. You need to be here. You're down here. There isn't. We're all just different.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
The social fabric, the society, is so fucking boring and assimilative and uncreative and stifling to the human spirit, which is complex and infinite and varied, that they're most people don't fit. So of course everyone's fucking on medicine.
We gotta teach you how to be more succinct on this podcast.
I'm succinct as fuck.
Make it a lot of long-winded Anyway.
Don't you understand?
I get
what I'm
it. So you're
saying?
skeptical. Okay.
Yeah.
So my next question is, do you believe in the theory of neurotypicalism versus neurodivergency?
What?
Like some people
my
are normal.
inclination is to say no.
It sounds like no. Yeah.
But I know nothing actually about it. So please tell me.
So I'm trying to find out just where you align.
Yeah, what is
and
that theory?
Then once
Yeah.
we figure what you know or what you believe, then I could maybe explain what I believe and why I believe what I believe. So it just means some people are normal and some people are not normal. Brain chemistry, like brain-wise, some people do have something going on that is different, and that's why there's diagnoses for them. It sounds like you reject that. Like all of it,
Today
based on
I
that
read
rant,
an
based on that
article.
diatribe.
Today I read an article about a guy who was killed in prison. And when he was killed in prison just weeks before his trial for abusing children heavily. Oh, horrific abuse of children, just crazy, not feeding them and stuff, like fucking horror house shit show.
Okay, I want to get back to the
no.
Can you
It's a
kind
point.
of get to
It's
the
a
point?
point.
'Cause, yeah, I want to.
And he was doing it with a woman. It was a couple, and they were doing it together. Which I'm just telling you that to show you that there is hope that you'll find someone. There is someone out there for you.
I don't know what the fuck that has to do with what we're talking about.
But that's getting to my point that guy, what that guy was doing, that's not neurotypical. That is weird. That is fucking off. But most people
All right.
most people are pretty fucking normal, and they're weird. They're weird, and it's normal. I don't believe...
Okay.
The whole thing, neurotypical, neurodivergent. Dude, eventually no one's going to be neurotypical. They're going to discover. Because find me a person who's neurotypical.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Find me a neurotypical person, and I'll show you a person who's lying.
Now, can I talk now?
Sorry.
Jesus Christ, that was a long time to get to it. No, that was great.
Thanks.
Anyway, so yeah, that's a good counter argument to the whole thing that I just laid out. Neurotypical. Yes, people say everybody's neurodivergent. And if you boil it, if you really examine them, there's probably something wrong with everybody. Once we keep going, I'm sure there'll be a diagnosis for sure. But
I believe there. Sorry, please.
But now that you talk for 5 minutes, that doesn't mean that there's no fucking validity to diagnoses such as ADHD or autism, which I don't know as much about, but I do know a lot about ADHD because I became hyper-focused on it, and that's one of the symptoms of ADHD, is that you become hyper-focused on certain topics. Same with autism. Mm-hmm. You become passionate about certain topics. Mm-hmm. So I became passionate about ADHD, and that's why I know a little bit about it. And yeah, it's pretty hard to it's hard to just say that that's not a real thing that needs to be treated, I think. But you're welcome. I'm open to being convinced otherwise. It's just that you kind of have to know a lot about it.
You were prescribed speed by college graduates posing as healers.
Well, who cares what does that matter? I would have gotten it on my own. It was me who asked for it. I was not told to do it.
I rest my fucking case.
What's the case?
That's so fucking Western and American, is to tell a doctor what medicine you need.
That's an interesting point, and I think that's a good. I agree with that, but I don't know what your underlying point. How does that disprove that ADHD is a real thing?
Oh, I can't disprove it.
Okay.
Once you introduce something into the sphere of ideas, once you bring something down into the physical plane from the realm of ideas, it's very difficult to discount it. You can find evidence for it. It's a quantum thing. It's like quantum physics. Once something is observed, it is very difficult to disprove it. But fuck yeah, I don't think ADHD.
But it sounds like you definitely get passionate.
I get passionate. I either get passionate.
But
you know what's funny? Please.
It comes off as judgment too. And I think maybe the reason you like doing it so much, you get that knee-jerk reaction when I bring it up, is because you get pleasure out of judging others. And that's just my observation that turns into a thought, because I don't think you know that much about ADHD enough for you to care even.
It's very difficult to know about.
I think you just like the fact that you get to judge somebody for taking a drug,
Tim,
that they might need. And I'm fine with that. I'm just pointing out that
I judge
that you
everything.
like doing that.
I judge everything.
Yeah.
And I have no judgment of anything. Both. Everything is under my constant scrutiny, like a microscope, and I don't actually care. I choose to get impassioned because it's fun to feel passionate, but I can dial it back and not care at all about your ADHD and the medicine that you're on and whether it's helping you or hurting you. I would say it's probably ultimately hurting you. That's actually why I'm telling you this. Well, I think it's bad to be on amphetamines, like long term.
That's an interesting thing to talk about.
Yeah, I think it's going to have harmful effects. That's why I'm saying that, all this.
Okay,
I'm being a friend. That's what I'm doing.
That's great.
Go on.
I could use a friend. Maybe I
I've
wouldn't
been
need
your friend for a minute.
Okay,
dude.
when I'm talking, this is my fucking podcast. This guy thinks he's the main host.
This wall is very...
Yeah, don't destroy my fucking... You're good. Sorry to take the reins there for a minute. It's just that I need a friend, and actually, maybe if I have a better friendship, I won't need to take the meds as much because, I don't know. It's medicine. That's the first thing I would say, is that, there is a safe way of taking it. Mm-hmm. There's an unsafe way of taking it, of course.
It's not fucking medicine.
Well,
actually, you know what? Maybe it has everything has some use somewhere.
I mean, I'm not trying to really convince you, but like...
I'm also not trying to convince you.
Do you think if it wasn't a medicine, it would be prescribed? Do you think psychiatrists who went to college for 8 years or 12 years would prescribe something if it wasn't beneficial?
Yeah, I do think that. And I think I guess
that, you kind of laid that out earlier. Yeah.
I think that I think that most of these false doctors and quack fucking bullshit experts in the medical industry and the psychiatric industry, specifically, who are messing with American brains and brains around the planet. And there will be I hope there's a fucking reckoning to that. But I think that, what the fuck do I think? I don't know what I think. I think that, I think most of them don't know that they're doing anything wrong. They've read a ton of information that they understand to be true. They have good intentions and they prescribe.
And they're just
they're doing their jobs, dude.
The easiest thing they could do to make the patient go away.
Maybe
some of them, for sure.
They might be doing what they think is the best thing
to make the patient stop complaining and like, okay, here's your meds. Is that like as a quick fix?
Well, look, you feel better.
Some people
like, don't let me take away from you the fact that you feel better.
Me personally, it's complicated, because the drugs or the med, it's just one component to my recovery. Mm-hmm. It's a long-term thing, like you said, and I don't want to be on a stimulant that's powerful and has negative side effects forever. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying in theory. Of course, it's a medicine that has benefits for many, many people, or else it probably wouldn't be prescribed so commonly. But also, there's argument for that it's overprescribed. Yeah, of course. But I guess where's the argument? That you think I shouldn't be treating it that way, or or that anybody shouldn't be treating it?
I just really value your mind and your
Well, I appreciate that.
yeah, I value your mind.
Let me say that before you think of the next thing to say, because I appreciate that. And I don't want to just sit here stone-faced waiting for you to finish the thing you wanted to say, looking like a weirdo. Like, I don't care. I have empathy, or I have, what is the word? More than empathy.
Appreciation.
I'm a human. Yeah, I know.
You are a human.
I know when somebody's saying something nice.
Oh yeah, I
me,
appreciate. Yeah.
Or
Okay.
to me.
Okay.
And I know that's not just a compliment. Yeah, it's not just it's like you actually care, I think, a little bit about my well-being. Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, I have no ultimate.
Who knows?
You know, everyone, you can't. People are going to live the lives they're going to live, and that includes you. And I actually encourage you to what I want for you and what I want for all people is to follow their inner guidance. So if whatever I'm saying to you doesn't resonate, I don't want you to listen to it. But for what it's worth, I value your mind. And one thing I know about Adderall is at first it makes you more productive. And then over time, what I've noticed or what I've read that people have found is that it makes them more productive and more mechanical, less creative.
Yeah.
And I am not interested in a more mechanized, less creative, less unhinged version of Tim Weichselbaum.
Well, that I agree.
Was that the correct pronunciation?
I think so.
I've known you for like 6 years.
I didn't need to hear my last name to know that it was me, so I was already ready to.
Weichselbaum
Because
Weichselbaum?
Because if you're saying a long sentence and somebody's waiting for you to finish, it kind of takes away the energy of when I want to agree with it. Like I have to wait for you to finally let me agree with that thing. Which is so great that what you just said is so true. I so agree with that. Yeah, I don't want to fucking do something that depletes my creativity. So,
but is it depleting your creativity? I don't know. You're super creative. Dude.
I don't know. It might be starting to as I take more and more of it, but that's why I'm very hesitant to take the full amount.
Fucking demon.
Because that's what I heard. It definitely depletes it does make you more mechanical. I've heard. I'm still kind of at a transitory state of mind where I'm still experimenting, and I don't really need to take it every day, but I kind of do these days only because of the 42 days from weed withdrawal that I'm dealing with. Once I get through that withdrawal, my hope and plan is that I won't really need much of anything except for healthy things and maybe still a little bit of Adderall because I still will have maybe symptoms that need to be treated with Adderall. But anyway, it's all about dopamine.
I mean,
that's where I started.
Don't get me wrong.
Episode.
I think it's funny that you're on Adderall. So it does have a certain type of value to me. I think it's very funny that you're on amphetamines. I think it's funny that most of society, tons of society is literally on amphetamines, and they're like, I gotta take my amphetamines. It's ridiculous to me, but. And I think it's funny that you're like my favorite choice of any comic in Austin.
Okay. So you reject the theory that some people operate on their brains produce less dopamine naturally. You just because
fuck that.
That's why we need the stimulants.
Less dopamine relative to what? Relative to a boring ass brain.
Fair.
A boring ass fucking created this shit. Dystopian hellscape world brain created this matrix ass fucking please,
because it stops you from reaching your goals. It just stops you from functioning.
What?
And not even in society, because you have to live in society, so that's part of it. The reason we adapted to have ADHD is probably as a survival mechanism in the older days when tribalism was a thing, and now that we all live in boxes and we have to adapt to this structure around us. That's why I agree with you. It is weird to have to take an amphetamine every day.
There's no way that it's normal.
But as somebody who's experiencing the symptoms, just knowing what it's like to have that dopamine, I feel normal. And it's like I no longer have to chase the short-term things that I was just talking about at the beginning of the episode. better. That's a better quality life to
That
me.
has value too. Look, your experience is the most important thing to your life. So
Yeah.
I just feel okay.
Like, I agree with pretty much everything you said, except for that except for that. Okay, I don't know. Fucking, I'll just say this.
Mm-hmm.
It changes me from actually being somebody that just chases after the short-term pleasures for dopamine, which I didn't. But once I got the dopamine, now I could actually focus on long-term shit that I actually wanted to do anyway, like build jokes, do this podcast. I don't know, just like all the little things in this studio. I wouldn't have had the executive function. Whatever. Maybe it is all just bullshit.
Hey, man.
This is the whole point of this is like I want to find the truth. That's why I'm looking at it under a microscope.
And to the philosophical question, this sounds like it's not relevant, and it's going to be. To the philosophical question of what is a true friend, I believe that a true friend is someone who says something who says the things that they are saying out of concern for a person's well-being, regardless of whether they are right or whether it's applicable. If I sit here and hear you talking about Adderall and I don't tell you that I think it's bad for you, I feel that I'm being a bad friend. So I need to feed my ego and feel like the best friend that anyone could be.
Well, yeah, I think you just mean it's bad in the sense that it has, like, you just think it's like bad for your body.
I just think there's
addictive.
no way that it's actually medicine for your shit. I mean, I don't know though.
I mean, I just explained the theory and the actual experience that I had. What do you call it?
Yeah, your experience is the highest.
I gave you the anecdotal and the theoretical evidence, not evidence, but the theory behind why we need stimulants, ADHD people, and maybe you still don't accept it at all, and maybe it is all bullshit, but I told you why I do it.
But to me,
what I'm getting out of it.
Sorry.
And I don't like even feeling like I'm on nobody does. Another reason so many people with ADHD don't like Adderall is because it makes you feel like a fucking robot. So they stop taking it, and then they go through the rest of their whole adult lives without treating it ever again. And that, I think, is worse in some cases than not treating it at all. That's my theory, or my opinion that I based from learning, reading, and from my family members and friends that have it too.
I think ADHD is kind of bullshit. I don't know. Look, I do think ADHD is bullshit. I'm gonna take a hardline stance there. However, the most important thing is your experience.
Then what? Okay, it may be
like
it's a label.
What I'm saying is not aligning with your experience, and so
it's not aligned with medical science, first of all. But
medical science,
we don't even have to talk about that.
Suck a dick. Medical science made the COVID vaccine.
I guess if that
went from fucking, what was it, 99% effective to fuck you. Sorry. Yeah, that's medical science. It's Western science's pinnacle achievement.
Sorry, I was still thinking about the thing we were talking about, because you did make an interesting point about you think it's bullshit, but then my question would be, then what is it? What is causing me to only want to seek out novelty and short-term pleasures and all? Then what is it? You got to call it, like, what's wrong with, why do some people not have that? Why do I have that problem? I don't know. You got to call it, you got to put a label. You got to, like, figure out what it is. What would be your solution to my problem, my symptoms, if you were to give me advice?
You are a human who is here's my diagnosis. You are a human who is facing your own feelings instead of shying away from them. you are an artist, and I have no fucking solution for you.
Okay, so you don't have a solution. Okay.
But I got one thing for you. Meditation.
I do that. Well, I don't. Yeah, I try. I do that a little bit.
Meditation and the specific practice of watching your thoughts and not getting carried by them in meditation. And anytime you notice yourself getting carried away with your thoughts, return to your breath and continue to watch your thoughts. And slowly you're going to realize that you're not those thoughts. And you're going to realize that those thoughts and that engine of want, that miserable fucking engine of desire that keeps you suffering no matter what you get. I mean, look at you. You got a nice house. You got a nice car. You got a beautiful podcast studio. You have a decent amount of respect and comedy.
That's all just bullshit. Well,
but you wanted all those things at a point.
It just comes off as empty when you say you have all these material objects. It's like, okay, that doesn't mean I'm happy. It doesn't mean I could navigate through life and reach my goals just because I have objects. You know?
Yeah. You need
and modicum of respect.
That's why I'm suggesting the meditation, because the meditation helps you to be satisfied with just being in a body on earth alive. It helps you. It helps you just recognize, like, oh, I want, like, in like 5 seconds, dude, in like 20 seconds, I could be like, I want a glass of water, I want a joint, I want to come, and I want to eat. But with more meditation, you just realize that that's just the body and the engine of the mind that is such a powerful supercomputer that constantly is trying to really survive. So because of evolution, it's just trying to survive. So it's very fear-based. So you don't need to survive. There's no lion. There's no cliff. There's no nothing. You're in a room, but your deep lizard brain doesn't know that.
Right.
That's what the meditation will do. It doesn't even, honestly, for me. I mean, look at me. I meditate every day. I meditate all the time. I'm fucking miserable. But at least I recognize that the misery is false.
I think I get what you're. That's great.
And sometimes I even feel real joy.
And I'm open to that. I'm open to exploring meditation on a deeper level, more than the way that I already kind of approach it. I'm open to learning more about it and getting better at it.
But I'm not a doctor.
But
yeah.
Another thing is, it's fun to just take drugs.
Yeah, I love drugs. Love them.
That's the thing about when you're on the right drug, life just comes all together. Like right now, I feel great.
Yo, I've been high all day, every day for like months now.
Yeah, I know, and we could talk about your stuff if you want. I think we're good on. I think we covered me pretty well.
No.
And we're an hour in, so we could wrap up anytime you want.
This feels like a really good episode. I don't know if it is, and I don't care.
There are some.
I don't
think
anyone's making good content.
Well, I think
all the content out there sucks.
Too doom and gloom.
No. I think this is good. I don't think anything else is.
Well,
we are creating the best shit.
When I'm in the right state of mind, which sometimes takes chemicals to get there, and not all of them are amphetamine, just mushrooms, which are natural. I feel like I got everything I need, and I don't really have any complaints. I just want more connectivity with other people. That's all I crave right now, is to share my experience and things that I have going on, like art, creativity with other people. And that's where the desire to do stand-up comes from. That's where that satisfies me. Like if I don't do stand-up and I want to, it's the worst fucking feeling. And then I have to do other things to get dopamine, like whatever, not dopamine, but just and it never satisfies me. So I become grumpy. Like last week, you saw me and I showed up and I was very irritable because I didn't get to do stand-up.
Yeah, we were both shrooming. And I was in the exact opposite mood.
Well, I'm just saying that's the reason I was not in the same. That's the reason I was so uptight and like irritable.
Yeah.
It's because I didn't get to do what I am meant to be doing. Is it's like the most, whatever God-given thing I'm meant to be doing is something creative that shows that I have this unique ability to come up with shit. So when you're not allowed to do it, it's the worst.
The fact that I have not had a comedy career handed to me on a silver platter with zero effort is a crime.
And that's a good non sequitur to fucking...
That wasn't a non sequitur. It was directed.
Really? The comedy career? I wasn't talking about comedy like a career.
Well, how do you do comedy all the time? You can't do it if you don't have a
career.
Wait.
So you saying for you... I don't know if you were making a joke.
It was
it's not like a joke
rooted in truth.
Who are you talking about? Who deserves a... Okay, regardless of...
I was talking about myself, but don't you feel that way?
Okay. Do I feel that way?
Don't you feel like you should have a career?
I feel like earlier on, I said, do I deserve a career? The answer is not right now, or else...
Yeah, you did say that.
See, the thing is, if you deserved it, you'd probably have it, because the world is looking for more comedians. There's a shortage.
No, I will... Is that some kind of stop talking alarm?
No, it's for my other medicine that I'm on, which I don't even want to get into that, for epilepsy, so I think... Okay. Okay, so anyway.
I will...
what?
What was it? No, I literally... So if you... There's no shortage of comedians.
No shortage of good comedians. If you're original, and you will have a career. If you're doing something well...
But it's a crime that it hasn't happened yet.
See, that's
right. No, I am ready for a career.
Jesus Christ. So that's where I disagree then. I think neither of us are, or else we would have one, because it's not that. This is just something after 10 years of kind of sympathizing with that thought, which so many comics never get over. That's the problem, is they never get over. That's why they stay where they are, because they think they deserve shit that they don't deserve.
You know why we're good together?
Because we tell each other things that we don't always want to hear. I don't know.
I think that's part of it.
That's one of it, yeah.
But I think we're good together because we're always on the opposite wavelength. Because I know you've been on that shit of always I deserve shit, and I wasn't. I wasn't on that, and right now, yeah, I'm feeling a lot like I deserve more. And it's crazy because I've already gotten like some stuff, but why aren't I getting booked on fucking shows in this city? I am a Kill Tony legend. Book me on your shows. I'm not sending you a fucking set. Book me on your fucking shows.
Sorry, I didn't want to laugh.
I'm gonna make them better.
I didn't want to laugh during that. I wanted to stand by you to show solitude.
Why do I gotta fucking navigate these social networks
or solidarity
when I'm fucking funny? Why do I gotta fucking God?
That's what most comics say. That's what most of them have that fucking they yell.
Except I have proof.
You're fun. Hey, you got talent, kid.
I know.
But it takes more than talent.
Yeah, and this attitude.
You know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say.
It's not it.
It ain't gonna help. It doesn't get you nowhere. But everybody has it in their first 5 to 10 plus years, depending on the person.
It takes enlightenment. I just bury it. I just bury it. I always have it.
Well, I'm enlightened, and because I don't have that. I don't have that. What you just said. I don't have that. Oh, I deserve this. You know. I maybe used. Of course, everybody used to.
No, I do.
Louis C.K.
I deserve it, and I'm gonna get it. And no one. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if anyone gives it to me or not. I'm gonna get it myself. I'm gonna make it.
You
myself.
Deserve it when you
make it.
You deserve it at some point in the future if you work towards it.
You make it for yourself.
I believe that you can get there, But I'm just saying, for any comic that is like frustrated that they're not getting booked all the time, it ain't.
No, it's ridiculous that I'm
it
not
takes
getting
more
booked.
than it takes more than talent and being funny.
I should be allowed to bomb for 10 minutes over and over again at every show in this city because
you see other people.
I'm going to be the best thing on the show.
Because you see other people bombing, and so you think, oh, if
No,
he's
I don't
bombing,
even see other people bombing. I see other people doing well, and it's not interesting, and it's not good enough.
Oh, well, that's different. Okay, I thought you just meant,
Yeah,
well,
I
if
see
he's
people doing well, and it's like, ugh, you make me sick.
Well,
I'd rather a bomb.
I'm willing to spend a few more minutes on this topic because it is It is a great topic to end or to focus on.
Yeah, I want this cut out. I don't want to sound.
Oh, well,
like
then
I
let's not
always feel,
continue.
Which
then,
is like
then,
I deserve
then we'll end
the
it.
world. I feel like I deserve the world.
Okay, you don't have to keep repeating the beginning of the sentence. I hear you. It's just that I have things. Just a little tip. You don't ever have to repeat the beginning of a sentence. Just continue after I'm done. That's just something.
What's the beginning of the
sentence? It'll make it
that I repeated?
smoother. You do it all the time.
Like what?
It doesn't matter. Just
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll save that for off the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for all the course correcting.
God, I'm so angry.
So you're doing, and that's fine. I'm not saying I'm angry too about some things, but not. I'm a little bit, not enlightened. That's the word I used. But yes, I kind of get it. I get why Louis C.K. doesn't get mad, or other comics don't get mad in that way, is because they figured something out. They figured out that it's more than just showing up. It's more than just being like, yep, I'm a comic. No, you have to it's a lot. It takes a lot to get booked.
Yeah, I'm just going to start creating my own shit, man. That's what I'm not doing. I'm just going to start creating my own shit. Fuck all these people. I mean, yeah, fuck them. Fuck them all. Stand-up is a lonely fucking game. You're alone. That's all. And I knew that, and that's why I like it. I like it.
Doom and glooming.
Yeah.
You're very black-pilled.
I'm not
Right,
doom and gloom about...
That ain't permanent, though.
No, I know.
You could grow out of
Nothing is
that.
ultimately real. I'm just in a mood right now. Like, this isn't...
okay.
Sometimes I feel very...
Well, if you don't
symbiotic.
If you don't give a fuck about
Austin comedy and shit, but right now I don't feel symbiotic.
If you don't really
I feel like
want
fuck
to
these
hear
people.
what I have to say about it, then we don't have to talk about it. If you just want to vent, then I'll give you a few more seconds to do that. But I feel like it's better to have a discussion. It's better to try to grow out of that negative mindset.
I've only been feeling this way. No.
But you have to be open. It's like therapy. You have to be open to it to get it to work.
Give me a 10-second statement here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this. I am so angry all the time. And it's the engine that makes me, it's one of the engines that makes me a great comic, which I am. And it's going to get me a career. I'm going to get a career out of this. And it's not going to solve the anger problem. And I gotta deal with that. I don't know.
There you go. Mark Maron is very. He has that same thing.
I'm angrier than
whatever. It's not to bring up another comic that's similar, but yeah, it's crazy.
Similar. Get the fuck
Some
out of here.
people.
You're right.
In the anger sense,
he's one of the best I've ever seen.
He struggled
Who
with
cares?
anger for a lot of his life.
Continue.
That's it.
You wanted to provide insight as to why I should be more loving towards people who are less funny than me.
I wasn't going to say that.
Original.
No. I know where you're coming from because I have that same feeling. It's been there.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I'm a little bit further along in that process of trying to figure it out. That's all. I just became more serious about my life as a comic, and as I realized that it's a lifelong thing that I'm never gonna quit. So I might as well learn how to do it properly, in a way that's not gonna alienate, in a way that's gonna hurt me. I'm all in. I have this. I'm invested. I'm fully invested in myself. So I know that the reason certain comics are able to get further along, to use the right word, is because they realize that you gotta market yourself and be easy, fun to work. People have to be excited to work with you. They have to be like, yes, I want you. And even then, even having this knowledge doesn't mean I'm getting, but I am. I know how to apply to the right shows, or submit to the right shows that I think I would be a good fit on, and I don't even really submit to the ones that I already know I wouldn't, and even then, maybe I still will, just because who gives a fuck, Rejection sensitivity is another topic that I think we both struggle. I think we both kind of have a little bit of that rejection sensitivity problem. Most comics do.
It's hard for me to tell, man. It's
hard for me
to tell if I've got rejection sensitivity or just a clear sight of my own personal fucking value. Here's the thing, is like, I love comedy so much that I'm not even, it's not even about like fame and money and recognition and love. I just want to do 10. I want to do 10 and 12 and 15. I want more time so that I can develop my comedy further. I'm tired of going up at open mics and doing 3-4 minutes. I need more time so that I can be the comedian that I'm obviously supposed to fucking be. Because when I do 1 minute just standing there, it crushes. So just imagine what could happen if you fuckheads would just give me 12 minutes on your stupid, overrated shows. And that's kind of how I feel.
All right. I think that gives me enough. I know how I feel. And I think this topic is one that we should probably just revisit on another episode, because
and
it's too long. It's too much to cover on one episode.
It's interesting because like
we're at different points, and
but that's funny the way you're putting that.
We're gonna work on this.
Yeah, whatever. But the funny thing about this, did I interrupt you again?
You always you do it 1,000 times. Anyway.
Yeah.
I want to help you is what I'm getting towards. I know that what you just said is so fixable. Like, oh, I want to do 10 minutes. Of course you could get 10 minutes on a show. That's not hard. You just have to show interest first of all.
Fucking suck up to people. And then you suck up to them, and they fucking act, and they go, oh, look at this motherfucker sucking up to me. It's like, yeah, I'm sucking up to you. I want to get what you can give me so that I can fucking blow your shit through the roof by making it better, you fucking idiot. Yeah, I'm sucking up to you. You have something that you can give me that I can then help you with in symbiosis. Yes, I'm sucking up to you, because when I just sit there, you go, why is that kid so weird? You're fucking damned whatever you do. You really are. You can't just show up and not do anything. You can't be nice to people. They call you a suck up. You can't be rude. You can't be like that. You certainly can't be the way I'm being right now. This isn't going to do me any favors, or it might. It should blow me up. Everything should blow me up.
It is funny. To me,
yeah.
it's funny.
I think it's funny. That's why I'm doing this. But listen, I wanted to tell you, it's funny that you're like coming from the standpoint of like, I'm further along. I've kind of understand this a little more, because literally I feel like almost every conversation for the last, like, not every, but like so many conversations we've had, we've been in different positions where I'm feeling more symbiotic. I'm like, no, people are cool, like this, that, like you just got to be cool. And you're like, fuck this, I'm so good, blah, blah, blah. Like that's how it's been. I
can't really think of any moments where I was like that. Of course I show irritation, but that's not quite the same thing as what you're saying right now. I show, yes, I am further along than some people, so I don't want to always have conversations with people that are just completely brand new at comedy and all that shit. Of course, but do I feel like, sometimes I do maybe show that to you. Yes, maybe
I like talking to. Sorry, please.
I do reveal those inner thoughts to you, because we all have them. So I think you're right. Now that I think of it, you are right that I have those thoughts.
Yeah.
I just learned how to be a little bit more, whatever you call it, not transparent about it, because you want to, I just know I know what it takes. And Everybody has it, and you have to earn it. You have to do more than you think you have to put in. You have to keep outdoing yourself, and show business is like that. That's why it's so fucking brutal. That's also why I like it.
I like talking to, you know, I like
brutality.
I like talking to new comics because I think there are so many fucking established comics who are bullshit. They're almost like less interesting or good because they've become themselves and the version, and they don't take risks. At least new comics take risks. They suck, but they take risks. Nobody takes risks. There's nobody taking risks in this city.
Well, that's a good point.
I would take so many fucking risks on stage, and I'd eat my balls. I've eaten my balls so many times on stage. That's what makes me good. That's
true, and we're similar in that way. I take a lot of risks, and I agree that people don't recognize that is a particular thing that not everybody is willing to do. You know, a real stand-up, takes risks. In my opinion, the ones that I think are real, the way I define a real stand-up is someone like Bill Hicks. They would just lose, they would bomb and not give two fucks because they just know that that's what they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. They don't give a fuck about some random tourist crowd or whoever. They're not trying to do it to please anybody. They're doing it to speak to spread their art, to distribute.
So, yeah.
And so that's what I think a real comic does. But of course, it's kind of weird to just call yourself a real comic if you can't ever accumulate a following. But like Bill Hicks somehow managed to do that after he died or whatever. I don't know. It's very interesting, very paradoxical. But you have what I have.
That's very paradoxical.
Just the whole, what I just said, like how the best comics are the ones that never really quite get a career. They never get as big as like the biggest comics. They always are on the under the radar.
That's quite possible.
It is
all subjective.
Because they're willing to say shit that's not ready for the audience to consume. Mm-hmm. That's why. Even Mitch Hedberg wasn't famous when he died. He was fucking brilliant. And all his shit is very consumable now. I don't know. He just wasn't. I don't know. But Bill Hicks certainly was not easily consumable by the general public. But he was.
No, he literally wasn't famous in the U.S.
Right.
Yeah.
And he bombed all the time. But he's my favorite.
Yeah,
and,
he's one of the most enduring.
Because he played from his heart.
He's like a top 5 or top 10. Yeah, I've got fucking heart, man.
This
is still about me. I don't know if you realize.
No, I mean we're yeah, for sure it's about you. It's hard to make it. No, I'm relating to you though. Yeah, I mean because of course I know where you're coming from.
I've got heart.
You do.
People are like, "Why is that kid so fucking weird? He looks like he's going to mass shoot everyone." I got heart, and I really care about comedy, and I know I'm made for it, and it's just a crime. It's just a crime that people won't do anything about that. But I'm gonna do something about it, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. Like, you can put this shit out, make me look like an asshole, because I do look like an asshole right now, because I am an asshole. I'm an independent, rugged, individualist, American artist asshole. And I'm going to make something of myself in this, regardless of if anyone hands it to me. But it's a crime that it hasn't been handed to me, because I have the balls to be myself. Nobody does anymore.
Well, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Yeah, man, this was a good one.
I think so too.
I usually don't go this long, but it was a special one. So
let's make 100 of these.
Well, I like to, of course, keep doing it regularly.
Yeah.
It's still gonna be called what it's called, so still gonna have my name in it.
Oh, dude, this is your show.
Unless we spin it off.
I'm your guest. Maybe eventually we could get a third. I don't know. Whatever.
Spin off, then we could change the name and make
spin
it more.
Off what? What do you mean?
I'm saying because typically this would be obviously more about me, and I would be doing most of the talking.
Oh, but we got a lot of you though, and like the first 4. Oh, we are being too technical right now.
The vision was for me to be the host and you to be like the sidekick and just chime in.
Yeah.
Not like go on epitaph or whatever you call it. But anyway, if we do want to continue that, where you're equal partner or whatever equal microphone, then we could spin it off. I don't give a fuck.
I'm fine keeping your name on it as the host.
Okay.
We'll
figure it out.
I'm your equal in process, but this is your show, dude. It's a cool show. You set this up. This is yours. This is
then
you.
That sounds good for now. Yeah, and we'll figure it out as we go.
Unsettling in with Michael Malamud.
That's the name of his podcast. Check it out. He's got a new episode coming out. This one's going out
Tuesday. We're putting them out on Tuesdays now.
Okay, Tuesdays. Cool, man. All right. Well, this was fun. This was episode 62 of the Tim Weichselbaum Show, and I hope y'all have a good rest of the week.
I love you, Tim.
I appreciate the love.